Well, today is Sunday, January the 13th, I believe. Yeah, the 13th. It's 11:30 a.m. in the morning. And my plow truck is still down there. I managed to get it started, and it would rev up and run for about, maybe a minute and a half, and then stall out dead like it ran out of gas. And I'd leave it sit for a few minutes, and it would fire up and do the same thing again. I put methyl hydrate in the tank yesterday before I started because, as you guys know from my first video there, that I had frozen fuel lines when I was trying to get it out from the barn down there to get started. And I had to heat up all the lines with a heat gun because the methyl hydrate wasn't working. Now I don't know if it's just that methyl hydrate getting into the carburetor now, and it just gets some gas in there and then the methyl hydrate hits it and fills the float bowl with methyl hydrate. I don't know. But I'd put like a 3/4 cup of methyl hydrate in it way back in that day, and then yesterday morning I put about another half a cup in. And this is that battery charger that just tried to electrocute me. As you can see, I got a new cord going in there. And lucky I got rolls and rolls of extension cord. So I made up a whole new cord. And put a new plug on the end, put a plug on the end of it. And the hardest thing to do was this strain relief. I've had this battery charger now probably close to 30 years, and it's got off on it here, and it's got 6 volt 30 amps. Yeah, 6 volt 30 amps, and then it's got 12 volt 10 amps, and then it's got 12 volt 30 amps, and then it's got 12 volts 200 amp start. Like, I've had this battery charger for like 30 years, and it's been left out in the snow and the rain and you name it. And it's been an excellent battery charger. I actually like it better than the new one that I bought over here just a couple of years ago. The biggest problem with these ones here is the type of cables they used on it. They must be cheap copper. I don't know how many times I have fixed them where the cable just seems to corrode and break right off. Here's one that I just fixed the other day, and I just fixed this one the other day because it corrodes, and it's just really cheap copper, and it just seems to corrode and fall right off. And these clamps are no good. Let's see, lost all just cheap clamps. Yeah, well, the camera cut out, and I shouldn't say camera, the phone cut out actually. Yeah, so like between 30 years difference in battery chargers. These clamps are 10 times the clamps, heavy duty cables on them. They don't make them like this anymore, and this has been left out in the snow and been through hell over 30 years. I kind of ticked off here today because I ticked off because I was doing some recording and I was putting it on pause, and then these people showed up with scrap foods for the pigs and bread and stuff for the calves, and bread and pumpkins and stuff for the, not pumpkins, vegetables and stuff for the bigger steers, and they were feeding them, and I recorded it all. And I just kept hitting pause throughout the whole thing, and then hitting, start again, Well, after they left, I came in the house here and went to start making the video up, and the file is not there. I don't know where it went. It shows a file, but it's like a document, something DADE or something like that, dot file, and on my memory card, and with today's date on it, but it wasn't a video, and it was just, I don't know what happened. But anyway, like I got this, it's what, 5:18 in the evening. It's 20 degrees outside, and well, with the plow truck, I did put the heat gun onto the pump for the hydraulics for the blade lift for a couple hours, and I went out there and put the battery back in the truck, and I tried the blade, and up it made a whining noise for a minute or a few seconds, and then it lifted, and I worked it up and down several times, and it worked fine. And tried to start the truck, and it fired up right away and ran for about a minute and stalled out. Did that 3 times. So I took the fuel line off the carburetor, and I'm getting gas. So I believe is ice in the float bowl of the carburetor. So I put an electric blanket over the carburetor here tonight, and it's like a battery warming blanket. So I took the air breather off and put that over top of the carburetor, and we'll see tomorrow what happens. So that's the update on that now today. People that came with the food, they told me they texted me and said they were on their way, and I said the yard here is plowed up, not too bad up by the house. I says, and down to the barns. I says, but the main part isn't plowed yet, but it's not too bad. There's only about 10 inches of snow you should be able to get through. Well, they came through in their 4-wheel drive, no problem, but there was more than 10 inches, about 16 inches. But they come up to it, and they backed up to the pigs, and they started feeding cabbage rolls and all kinds of stuff to the pigs, and bread and donuts, and they fed the calves, and I recorded all that. So, and I kept hitting pause, and that's the first time I ever did that on a video. I guess I never will do that again, because I lost all the footage. I had a good 10 minutes of footage, if not more. Okay guys, take care. That's an update here from the great northwestern Ontario, Canada, as we look to another day to struggle. I'm exhausted. I just came in from giving hay to the young calves and hay to the big guys, because they finished their bale today. So I had to pitchfork some off the trailer and throw it over walk it over to their electric wire and throw it over the wire for them. And so I wiped out here, and I got my truck out. I unhooked the trailer, and I dug the front wheels out, hard banks, and I wrapped a chain around the 2 back tires and spun my way out of there. And I went down and got the wood trailer up to the house here. So now at least I got that done. And I'm exhausted. So everybody, take care. That's an update. We'll talk to you again later. Bye.